right now, there are so many people outside the tax net. The reason is Inland Revenue is understaffed. Customs is understaffed. Since I came into this ministry 6 years ago, I've been hearing about vacancies in the Customs and in the Inland Revenue of almost 50% of their staff. When you speak to the service commissions, they promise to do something, nothing happens. So year after year after year, people retire, a few people come in, and you still end up with 50% vacancies because of the process that to become a public servant, you have to go through a long, convoluted, tedious process. Sometimes, from our experience, it takes years. This happens across the public service. So that the Revenue Authority will not be humbugged by these strictures at all. It can simply advertise, it can create its own job specifications, something that is not easy to do right now. It can come up with attractive compensation packages. Again, the public service is bound by the public service compensation package. So the Revenue Authority will be able to hire skilled people, competent people, pay them properly, give them a proper work environment, give them proper systems, technology, procurement of equipment, and all of the modern systems and procedures that something like this needs. Once we can fill out all the positions in the Revenue Authority, we will have the numbers that we need. Once we can establish what the job specs are, we will be able to hire efficient and highly trained people to go into these highly technical positions. That should solve that problem so that all who are not paying tax right now will be brought into the tax net, because we're missing auditors, we're missing field agents, inspectors, people who work in the office to process, to analyze. All of those things are missing right now. And it's impossible to deal with it within the public service. Impossible. No government has ever been able to do it. The enforcement division in the new Revenue Authority will be staffed with people selected by the Public Service Commission. So no politician can select anybody in the enforcement division. They will also answer to the Public Service Division. We can't discipline them, we can't promote them, we can't hire them, we can't fire them. They would also not disclose confidential information to any politician. Now, it's not perfect, because that's not what we wanted. What we wanted was a system with sufficient checks and balances and controls in it to allow the enforcement division to be an integral part of the Revenue Authority answering to the Director General. That's why we needed a special majority. So we've changed it, and we now have what is called a hybrid model. There was a study done on the tax gap with respect just to value-added tax. A value-added tax is just one tax. Maybe a quarter or a third of the tax revenue the government gets is from VAT. So the rest of it is from personal income tax, corporation tax, petroleum profits tax, royalties, etc. It's estimated that the gap with VAT is as much as $7.5 billion. If you took income tax and VAT and all the other taxes, you might get up to about $10 billion. Who knows? That's the estimate. And that will balance the budget, believe it or not. That's why the Revenue Authority is so important. We may even be able to reduce the rate of tax in certain areas. So that's the main benefit. You increase revenue collection by 4 billion, 5 billion, 6 billion. You don't have to borrow as much. It keeps our public debt down. It keeps our debt service down, our debt to GDP ratio down, improves our credit rating, allows us to spend more on helping people, that kind of thing.